Greetings, is Black Witch S. So this video is for a client of mine who is in Texas, but I thought I'd do a video recording on it, A, to supplement the notes I'll be sending you, but B, to help other people that are also going through this situation. So without giving personal details about my client in Texas, she's been married 25 years to a man that's quite sociopathic. And before you guys judge, if you don't know what it's like to actually be a mother and raise children to a sociopath and the way a sociopath makes you feel, then just withhold your comments and move along to the next video. But if you've actually been under the control of a sociopath, a real narcissist, it's very, very hard to move forward. And so this spell is to change the direction of the relationship, to bring you back some control and power into your world, and then to settle down this narcissist sociopath, and then let the spiritual world do what they want with this person. So just a heads up with any type of spell casting on your immediate family members. I did share this with my lady this morning. The issue is that if you make them sick, or move towards another physical state, the trouble is that you could be stuck looking after them, and that can be a real slap in the face at someone who's actually spent their life looking after a real asshole, and you've found the courage to actually take revenge on this person, and now the revenge has been put back on you, where you've got to now be the faithful wife and look after this person through their sickness. So just be mindful that this is a common consequence of hexing or cursing someone in your family. Now maybe you weaken them enough and you have less feelings for them, and you're able to just leave them in that weakened state. Maybe that gives you a little bit more power, and so be it to that. But I'm just giving you a heads up. So to begin with this, what I need you to do, I told you there was 2 steps to this I want you to do. The first step is to have a relationship with your current spirit guides, and if you don't have a connection with your spirit guides, at least with your immediate dead relatives, your ancestors. Now this is really important, because what you want is the support from the other side. I'm not talking about demons in this video, because the lady in Texas is Catholic, and we don't want to be getting you to do anything that you're going to be spiritually uncomfortable with. But your guardian angels and your spirit guides are already there. Your dead ancestors are already there around you. So why not build that relationship with them first, and then get their support with you on your current mission. Your dead relatives won't really know how to help you in the spell casting realm, but they can support you spiritually, which means a lot. And the lady in Texas will know what I mean because we spoke about this morning. But to do this, all I want you to do every day is light a white candle and talk to your ancestors and talk to your spirit guides as you would talk to anybody else. That's really important. So that's the start. And talk to them honestly and freely, and just start up this relationship. You might want to put a candle next to a photo of them. Maybe light some incense. Maybe if they had a special drink that they liked, maybe you want to place that on this little altar as well. But just work towards that relationship. The second part of this is the actual spell or ritual on your husband, and that will be done by creating or by doing sympathetic magic, which is with such a thing called a voodoo doll, or a doll baby, whatever you want. Now this is to be made in the image of your husband, and so I don't really care what sort of fabric or what sort of voodoo doll you create. It could be out of wax, out of Play-Doh, you've seen in many of my videos, I'll actually cut them out of a piece of fabric and spend the time cursing and hexing with each stitch I do. That takes a long time, and maybe you don't have the time or the patience to do that. And because you're already feeling the anger and the resentment and the hurt that this person's caused you, you might just want to use a doll that you, or clay, or to just buy a ready-made doll. And I'm just using this as an example today. But generally, if I was doing this for somebody else, I actually cut out a doll fresh and I'll stitch it up just so I can build up the anger and the energy for the person I'm doing the spell for. So, color doesn't matter. It matters if it matters to you. It has to feel real to you. So if you still really love this person, they're really important to you, and you create this doll in their image, then use that. But a lot of times with hexing and cursing, of course, you're going to use black. But okay, that being said, what you're going to do is create this little doll. You're going to draw on this any unique features that make it look more like your husband, your current husband. Very important that you have some of his, if you can get some of his semen, that would be totally awesome. But some of his hair cuttings, if he smokes, keep a cigarette butt, whatever personal concerns you can grab from him, do it. That's what you need. You can decorate the doll with it, or you can put a slit in the fabric and stuff it inside. If you're using a wax or clay or Play-Doh, you just move the stomach aside or the head part aside and you insert it inside their body parts. Then you close it all up. You might even want to write their name down it. You might want to write their date of birth. Whatever information can really make it feel totally real for you. Then comes the first part of this is consecrating or baptizing your doll. You're from a Catholic faith, so what you're going to do is use whatever baptism rite that you know of on consecrating this doll. If you don't follow a Catholic faith, for anyone else, what you can do is just sprinkle some water on it and take it through some incense while you're saying something like, don't get caught up on the words, but something like, you are now baptizing it. I baptize you, whatever the person's name is. You are going to be the exact effigy of that person's name. I now control you. I now own you. Whatever I do to you will happen to X, Y, and Z person. You are now in my possession, and you will be in my possession until I decide that you're not in my possession no more. So mote it be, or whatever you use to finalize the baptism. The next thing that you do is, once it's baptized and it has all its little things going, you might light your black candle, okay? This is when you call on your spirit guides, your saints. If this isn't for my Catholic lady, but if you were using, where's my note? I'd be putting it over my demon, like on my sigil, right? And then I would be also, I would start the spell or the incantation for what I wanted to happen to the person. So, and a spell or an incantation at this level is really about what you want personally to happen to this person. I would suggest that you write down a few paragraphs of, it doesn't have to be fantastic or rhyme well, but it does have to mean something to you. And what you're doing, you're calling your spirit guides or your whoever you want to help you. Especially, there's a lot of good Catholic prayers. If you're using a voodoo doll and you're Catholic, you may want to recite a psalm or something like that. But basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be cursing the doll with the spell, all right? Then what you'll do is you'll also be putting on, for my lady, this will be in your notes, but you'll be putting on, graveyard dirt. You'll be smearing it with a drop of your blood. You could urinate, put urine on it. chili powder, pepper. You could put doom oil down it, or controlling oil down it, whatever it is, but this is what you're going to be doing to the doll. Now, you can light a candle and you can light incense during this ritual for you. I would suggest, just to get into the habit of doing this spell at the same time every day over the next 14 days, which is what I've shared with my lady in Texas, to have a candle in a glass casing that you can burn for a few minutes each day as you cast this spell on your spouse every day. So every day you'll be lighting a candle, preferably a black candle. You'll be calling in your spiritual guides or energies. You'll be casting your little spell on this. Okay, you'll be throwing some dirt on it and wishing whatever you want to wish on it. And then you'll be snuffing out your candle, putting out your candle. If you have sensitive fingers, maybe you want to use a candle snuffer. And then you'll be putting this doll back into its graveyard dirt and packing it away until you're ready to bring it back out and curse it again the next day. And what I'm asking is for you to do this for 14 days in a row. Okay, so that's basically all I want you to do for now. What we'll get for you to do at the end of this really depends on the effect of this spell for you. But if you're watching at home and you're wondering what you can do with it, you can always take it down a graveyard and actually finalize it there by burying it into the ground. But you don't want to be burying it on your property or anywhere that's around you. You want to make sure that this is taken far away. Some people like to burn it, have a little ritual and burn it. You can do that while asking the demons or the spirits or your saints to take this on to the next plane. You can do that, but you're also going to dismiss, when you finish this spell, for anyone watching, I want you to cleanse your aura and do some aura cuts after the spell to make sure you're not connected to the person. Okay, I hope that's helped. Of course, I'll be available to answer any questions for a little while, but otherwise, I hope this made sense for you guys at home.